Hello and welcome to the Source Wall issue 33. Um, so you seeing this right, hearing this right? Got a few people on away missions today. Um, the Outlaw Red is on an away mission. Isha should be with us pretty soon, and Josh is having a bit of radio issues, so it's just me today. We read comics. So let's get this started. Actually, I just wanted to start off by saying, because Red Hood isn't here, Karen isn't here. What you did do for us is record a Red Hood and the Outlaws issue 26 issue, audio only. Yeah, you can check that out on our YouTube channel. It's the first, hopefully, of many reviews we're gonna do. So check it out. Let us know what you think, and yeah, give it a like, give it a share, and keep in contact with us. So today I'll start off with comics review. As I said, because Karen isn't here, was going to start with Red Hood because I gave that a read myself, and I really enjoyed this book. It was pretty amazing for me anyway. Yeah, so I won't be reviewing that. I will be reviewing, just a quick review actually, is a Fantastic Four, the return of the Marvel's first family. So if you don't know, the Fantastic Four has been away since Secret Wars, which it was a very good storyline, but I was pretty disappointed at the end. I felt it should have been a reboot for Marvel. Isha's here. Sorry, I had my earphones out. So, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I kept saying
people, but yes. So you're doing a lovely review. I interrupted you. Hi viewers. Hi, it's Wednesday, 7:30 issue here at the Source Wall. I was late. I'm sorry. There we go.
cool. So, so yeah, Fantastic Four. They've been away from Marvel for a good few years. The last time we saw them was actually the final issues of Secret Wars. So basically, what they've been doing, unbeknownst to everyone else in the universe, is they've actually been trying to recreate the universe. Because if you don't know, the whole Marvel universe got destroyed, shall we say, and they've been rebuilding it. So yeah, and I think it's Chip Zdarsky was doing an issue of Marvel's 2-in-1, which basically that was the Thing and Johnny Storm looking for the Fantastic Four, because Johnny Storm still believes that they're alive, but the Thing he pretty much thinks that they're dead. So they're going around to different universes trying to find out where they are. They've encountered different Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm, but obviously it's not their ones. And apparently what's been happening as well is that they've been losing Johnny's been losing his powers because he's not with the family. So that comic's actually still going on, so we didn't find out what the end of that was. But Fantastic Four issue 1, basically it starts off with Johnny at a football game. Full spoilers here, and and
whole life, people. Go ahead.
And the Thing's doing shopping with his blind girlfriend Alicia. Suddenly, the fact that someone shoots out the Fantastic Four flare. So Johnny's thinking that they're back. He rushes off to see them, and they're not actually there. It's actually a bunch of kids that's been messing about. So he's pretty angry at that because he got his hopes up. So the newscaster is basically saying reporting on it. and he's pretty peeved, so he wants to actually sue the kids for doing it. But Ben is actually he's actually paying for the lawyers for the kids because he thinks it's just a small thing that they've done, and it's not really worth it.
And their kids.
And their kids, yeah. They actually broke into his house as well and stole the flare because it shoots out and it says Fantastic Four, basically. So the thing goes back, and he's basically with the janitor or keeper, and he's telling him, you know, he's checking, see what they've stolen, and he checked a specific box, and then it's kind of like a memorabilia, and he opens the box and he tells him the story of an adventure they all went on. And they're trying to get back to Earth, but they couldn't find the doorway. There was another kind of being, Astronomica was the being with them, and she could help them get through, but what she needed was someone, the best singer, basically, and that singer was Johnny. So the way Mr. Fantastic explained it was like it's kind of everything operates in vibrations. So it kind of makes sense that if you're a good singer, you can kind of open the doorway to the dimension to get them back. And it's a nice, beautiful little story there. And obviously they get back. So the thing, he actually comes to a realization of, you know, they're dead, they're not coming back, so I've got to live on. So he goes to Alicia's house and knocks on the door and basically proposes to her. So yeah, so these guys are getting married. He asks Johnny to be the best man, and he meets up with Johnny, but he's pretty peeved because he's like, you know what, this is wrong. It's all wrong. I shouldn't be your best man. It should be Richard's. You know, he's your friend. So he goes off in a storm, so to speak.
This is why I love you, Rich.
He's basically shouting out in the sky for Reed to come back. You know, he's saying, you're the smartest man in the universe. I know you're out there. I know you have to find a way to hear me, and, you know, just show yourself, kind of thing. And then he just comes back and goes back to the thing. I'm saying the thing because I don't know why I forgot his name.
Me either. Yeah. The thing. The thing.
He comes back to
help us out. Come on now.
I don't know how I'm forgetting his name.
It's Wednesday. It's okay. Don't worry.
Ben Grimm. That's it. Ben Grimm.
There you go.
So he comes back to Ben, and he's pretty much just crying his eyes out. And he's saying he's sorry. Then we actually cut to Reed Richards and Sue Storm, and Reed is building a device, and Sue's asking whether he thinks that it's actually going to work, and he's like, yeah, I'm sure it will work. Then he just switches on the machine, and you see different clips of different people in the Marvel universe looking up in the blue sky, and it says 4. It's just a big, massive 4 sign in the sky. So yeah, it's a really good. That's the end of it. It's a really good comic. Really good introduction to the Fantastic Four again, even though they're not actually all in it. But yeah, I definitely recommend that. Isha, as I said in the beginning, as I was saying,
sorry,
because Karen's not here. He did a Red Hood and the Outlaws video.
You lot copped it because it was very good review. So
yeah. So we was thinking of doing a bit more of those. So I won't do another review because I was going to do a review of Amazing Spider-Man 3 and Hunt for Wolverine, the Adamantium Agenda.
Okay.
But we'll do a short video for those, and then we'll put it up for you guys to watch.
Little snippets, something else to listen to during the week. Just in case you miss all of us, all our voices. No, I'm joking. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's all right then. Okay, what's next?
Okay, so I'll just quickly run through the pull list. It's just a bunch of comics that I've kind of recommend or I'm interested in reading this week.
Yeah,
the first one is Pearl issue 1 from DC Comics. This one's done by Brian Michael Bendis and Michael Gaydos. I think this is the first comic which isn't Superman related that Brian Michael Bendis is doing for DC Comics. So I'll just give you a quick synopsis of what it is. Pearl is the story of an exceptional tattoo artist and accidental assassin for one of the modern-day San Francisco Yakuza. She was born into one life, but another is called into her. When Pearl accidentally meets one of her peers, her doppelganger from another clan, she starts to dream of a better life. But Pearl has a very special ability that keeps pulling her back into the violent world she is desperate to escape. Pearl is a major series launched from writer Brian Michael Bendis and artist Michael Gaydos that features the first brand new original character since Jessica Jones. Fans of Jessica Jones comic and TV show will be thrilled and delighted by the bold new direction the creative team has taken. So kind of seems
sounds all right.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it'll be DC's version of Jessica Jones.
Yeah, pretty much.
Maybe.
I'm waiting for the time when they just all merge together and become the MCU, DCU, CXXX, whatever they want to call it. Just have come on now.
Yeah.
It's one big family, please.
So yeah, let's. I'm pretty looking forward to reading that actually. Hopefully it's as good as Jessica Jones, if not better, and hopefully we get a TV series from it as well.
Hopefully, yes. Keep it dark, keep it moody. That's what we say here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, what's next?
Next issue is the next one is Extermination, issue 1, by Ed Brisson, Pepe Larraz, and Mark Brooks. Cyclops, Iceman, Angel, Beast, Marvel Girl, the original team of Teen Mutants brought together by Professor Xavier many years ago, have been shunted through time to find a world they barely recognized, but were determined to help. Now finding themselves targets for death, the future of mutant kind lies squarely in the hands of its past. I actually just read this one, and it is pretty good. It's a very good introduction to the Extermination storyline.
Okay.
Very.
And it had a thumbs up, people.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of old school X-Men, really. Cable's in it. There's a old school villain that's come back, and all I can say is the extermination has already begun in this issue. So yeah.
That means people doing a Game of Thrones thing, people dying. I'm not ready.
Yeah. Get your boxes of tissues for this because it starts off pretty brutal. Next one is Crowded from Image Comics, Christopher Shabella and Rose Stein. Series premiere 10 minutes into the future. The world runs on an economy of job shares and apps, including Reaper, a crowdfunding platform to fund assassinations. Charlie Ellison leads a quiet, normal life until she's suddenly targeted by $1 million Reaper campaign. Hunted by all of Los Angeles, Charlie hires Vita, the lowest rated bodyguard on the Defend app. As the campaign picks up speed, they'll have to figure out who wants Charlie dead before the campaign's 30 days or their lives are over.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that sounds pretty That sounds pretty adventurous, actually. So
It does. Nice and indie, like just how we like it. It's probably
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Have to read that one, or viewers, if you get to pick that one up, let us know. Give us a review. We'll stick you on the show. Hi!
Yeah. Yeah, I'll put that on.
It's okay. I thought you were, doing a nice AMSRR thing at the beginning. I was like, okay, he's doing his voice thing.
Hey. So the next one is Batman issue 53. Cold Days continues. The jury. So in what's going on in Batman is Mr. Freeze is on trial and Bruce Wayne is actually on the not the witness stand, the jury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's actually the only one who's saying that Mr. Freeze shouldn't go to prison. So he's holding up the case. But yeah, it's actually pretty good. They kind of went. It's kind of like nothing's happened with the wedding of him and Catwoman. So yeah, it's a bit weird at the moment.
Writers on this avoid commitment, like.
Yeah, it will definitely come back, but at the moment it's like, yeah, that happened. This is what's going on now.
Yeah.
Okay. But it is good. It is pretty decent. It's
okay.
So the jury in the Mr. Freeze trial is hopelessly deadlocked because one man won't vote guilty, and that man's Bruce Wayne. Freeze's defense is that Batman used excessive force, making his arrest illegal. And Bruce is the one man who actually knows for sure what went down between Batman and his ice-cold nemesis. And if Bruce is right, that means everything he's devoted himself to as the Cape Crusader is a lie. He is hurting more than helping. With Dick Grayson putting the Batsuit back on to keep Gotham safe, while Bruce is sequestered, could this be the out Bruce needs to discard the cape and cowl forever? No, because it's comics. Nothing ever changes and everything stays the same. Yeah.
See, this is why we do it. See, you're not going to get this kind of gold anywhere else, people. Okay, it's comedy gold. Okay, keep going.
The Magic Order issue 3. Again, this is another one I've been reading, which is pretty good. It's a very, very new comic from Mark Miller and Olivier Coupel. I keep saying that I'm pronouncing that name wrong. I know I am.
No, you're probably not. Yeah, it's probably bang on the we well got right. It's fine.
Right. With each wizard brutally murdered, Madame Albany comes another step closer to seizing the dark power of the Cholcum.
Some cult people. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
You go.
Has her home. The next kill on her list, Leonard Moonstone, is her gruesome assassin, powerful enough to destroy the leader of the Magic Order. Yeah, I mean, issue 3, if you can go back and get those 2 issues from 2 months ago, definitely try and grab them.
Yeah. Okay.
Last but not least is Astonishing X-Men Annual Issue 1. Jean Grey and the original X-Men reunite. So this is the dead Jean Grey that has come back to life again.
I don't know how many times this woman has been dead. Been killed, been dead, and died.
Exactly.
But she never comes back as the Phoenix nowadays. She just comes back as Jean.
Well, there's a story when she did come back. There was a story of what happened to the Phoenix Force, which you should probably go back and read. I can't remember which issue it was. I think it's probably issue 1 of X-Men Red. Okay. So, following her resurrection, Jean Grey can no longer make sense of her life since becoming an X-Man. Who better to relate this than Hank McCoy, Warren Worthington, and Bobby Drake? But this reunion will prove bittersweet when they're joined by an unexpected guest, the former Professor Xavier X. Why has X revealed himself to his former students, and what strange mission does he wants to send them on. So just a quick recap. Professor X was dead as well. Nothing really stays the same. You know, nothing changes. Everything stays the same. But his consciousness was stuck in the what do they call the astroplane?
Oh, the astroplane. Okay,
yeah. So a piece of him was stuck in the astroplane. So he, jeez.
Did he walk into a cat or a child or what?
No, Legion's villain, the Shadow King. This was all based on Astonishing X-Men issue 1 from last year. Basically, the Shadow King was coming back, and Charles Xavier was trying to keep him from coming into the real world. And sorry, I'm trying to remember his name again.
Some guy.
Yeah. Jeez, I need to remember his name. He's going to bug me. So basically, Xavier went into his body and trade places with him. So that's how he's back, even though it's a younger body as well. I really need to remember his name.
It's going to bug him, so he's just going to wait for 2 seconds. Google this.
Jeez. Anyway, so he's
in the chat room. Come on, help us out.
That's how he's back. He was in the astroplane, and he came back into the French guy's body, and basically, so now he's trying to keep it a secret, but obviously he's revealing it to the old school X-Men. Again, if you can go back and read Phantomax, that's it. Phantomax, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, so if you it all comes back at the end.
Yeah, it does.
So yeah, Phantomax is now Charles Xavier. So yeah, if you can go back and read X-Men Annual, definitely try and do that.
We need to have a discussion on Charles Xavier. I feel like he's body snatching, he's locking people's memories. I feel like this villain conversation needs to be had about him, because he's doing a lot of sketchy stuff.
Yeah, he is a top villain, and even in the issues of X-Men, Astonishing X-Men, he's some truths are told, and yeah, he's not a good guy. Definitely not. Definitely not. But you're right. We definitely need to do a Professor X analysis. You know.
Is Magneto really bad? Let's have a talk.
Well, is Xavier as bad as Magneto?
Well, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Tune in next week.
Yeah. Still, Chris is saying he feels like Xavier is the true villain. And yeah. I mean,
yeah, I agree with you. We should square him up to other villains, but that's next time. We're gonna go on a tangent. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the pull list for this week. Cool. So onto the comics news.
Okay.
Staying X-Men.
I can't see your pretty face.
What's that?
Your pretty face has eluded me. I can't see your wonderful face.
Who's that?
You.
I'm on there. I'm on there. Yeah.
Oh. Okay. And then there's me and my craziness. Oh, there you are. Okay. I'm better now. Thank you. Sorry. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So, Uncanny X-Men issue 1. The disassemble artwork came out. Okay. I did the script a few days ago, but the new issue is being revealed as well. But with the previous artwork, it's I don't know if anyone's seen it. If you haven't, have a look. But it basically has a picture of all the main X-Men at the moment, except for the younger X-Men that got pulled through time, and Xavier, I think, is not on there as well. So yeah, it's you can probably see that where this is going. I don't think the younger X-Men are gonna make it out alive. Also, the new artwork for X-Men Disassembled is pretty decent actually, and it shows the new X-Men, pretty much the new Uncanny X-Men, and it kind of reminds me of the old school 90s X-Men.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because you've got X-23 on there. Hopefully she'll eventually be replaced by Wolverine, because we all know Wolverine's coming back. Jubilee again and again.
And again.
Jubilee's on there. Beast. You got Cannonball, Iceman, Storm, Jean Grey, Nightcrawler, and Bishop. And also
come back. Sorry, God.
Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
Nightcrawler is pretty sick. He's rocking a mean beard as well, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. He's rocking a mean.
We do like him. Okay. Okay, go on.
Actually, a quick plug. If you guys are growing beards and you need some beard oil, go to the Beard of Attractions. Nice beard oil.
You get luscious.
Yeah, exactly.
Attraction people, you heard it here first. Yeah.
Beard of Attraction to do nice.
Not just taking care of your comics, taking care of your face.
Exactly.
Okay, there we go.
Quick plug there.
Yeah.
We're not getting paid for that. It's just a friend of mine who's doing some beard stuff.
Feel free to give us free beard stuff. I don't have one, but other 3 men on this channel do. So
exactly. Okay, back to X-Men.
Yeah, sorry.
Nightcrawler is rocking a pretty sick beard. So
okay.
Bishop is back on the team, and Psylocke is back as well.
Oh, okay, nice. Okay.
Yeah. So co-writer Matthew Rosenberg was saying we're making Uncanny as huge as we can. We're approaching it as if this might very well be the last X-Men story ever. So let's make it matter. We're doing all hands on deck, fate of the world stuff. It's big and scary. I think the best X-Men stories need 2 things that often seems in opposition, but are entirely crucial. First, they need real danger. The X-Men go through more pain, hardships, and suffering than any other superheroes. That's their lot in life. And they always come out the other side, but that should be teased every time. And second thing, a great X-Men story is creators with love of the X-Men. It's easy to hurt and kill characters. It's easy to blow things up with no fault. When it matters, when the whole audience cares, is when there is real pain and heartbreak behind it. When the storytellers are upset doing it as you were reading it, that's when a good X-Men story works. So yeah, basically he's saying obviously people who care about the characters should be writing it, and when the writers are when they're upset about what they're doing, so so should we.
And a good story.
And that'll be a good story. So hopefully it is a callback to the old school X-Men.
I really hope they do something that switches it up, where the X-Men are like fighting this, like they don't know who, like it seems like they don't, like the X-Men don't know who it, or they don't know who it is, and then it's just like at the end you find out that it's Professor Xavier.
Yeah.
They all have to like kill him. That would be sick. Like,
that would be quite bad.
Like the old school X-Men, like the his first like proper children have to like end him.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. That'd be mad.
That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. Yeah, I can't. I've got a good feeling about this season of X-Men. I really hope it turns out good. Another thing that someone hopes to turn out good. So with this Magic Order, as we said in a couple of issues before of the Dasourcewall, Mark Miller his Miller Worlds has been bought by Netflix, So he's bringing out a load of comics that are, you know, kind of sponsored or helped through with Netflix. So he's got a new comic coming out.
Okay.
It's by him, obviously, and Raphael Albuquerque.
Gonna go with that name.
Yeah, they were working on a comic book called Huck. I don't know if anyone's heard of
you
it.
talked about that, yes.
Yeah, that comic was pretty sick. It was pretty good, man. And they're back together again. They're doing a new comic called Prodigy. So this new series will follow the world's smartest man, Edison Crane, who's also the go-to asset for governments to handle problems they can't deal with directly to lethal effect. So this is what Mark Miller was saying. I gave myself a challenge when I created Prodigy. I wanted to write the smartest thing I've ever written, and at the same time top any action set pieces I've ever managed in the past. And honestly, couldn't be happier with how this has turned out. Edison Crane is by far the best character I've created in my career, and I'm delighted that my genius friend Raphael Albuquerque is drawing the comic book side of all of this. He's really one of the best artists in the world. I can't wait to share this with everyone. And yeah, I mean, Huck was a brilliant story as well, and the artwork was pretty sick. Yeah,
Nice.
So yeah, if Huck is anything to go by, I think this one would be pretty sick. Yeah.
Go Mark Miller. Yeah.
Definitely try and check it out, and it's pretty good to see that a black guy is the smartest man in the world as well. So
yes, black brains matter. Just
yeah,
you know. No,
so let's see where this goes. Hopefully it's as good and even better than Huck. So that should be released on December the 5th through Netflix and Image Comics.
Brilliant.
Okay, so that's the comic news. Going on to the main news and stuff that's been happening this week. Crazy stuff.
A lot of stuff.
Last week we spoke about Ruby Rose being on being casted as a Batwoman. She's quit Twitter now. So basically a lot of trolls have been going at her about her casting, whether it's her not being gay enough or she's not.
How are you not gay enough? I feel like she eats vagina. How are you not gay? Okay, let's keep the story going and then we'll talk.
Yeah, so basically she says on her Twitter before she suspended it. She didn't delete it. She suspended it. Where on earth did Ruby is not a lesbian, therefore she can't be Batwoman come from? She wrote, has to be the funniest, most ridiculous thing I've ever read. I came out at 12 and have for the past 5 years had to deal with she's too gay. How do you all flip it like that? I didn't change. I wish we would all support each other on our journeys. Break from Twitter to focus all my energy on my next 2 projects. If you need me, I'll be on my bat phone. So
fuck you, haters.
I mean, come on, man. Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm just like, let's leave the woman alone. She's a great cast. Like,
yeah,
she's gonna portray it. She has just the right amount of, I feel, like kick-assness mixed with, you know what I mean, that kind of sensualness of Batwoman, you know what I mean, kind of thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah, definitely.
She's gonna be, you know, I have positive hopes that she's gonna be amazing. So
yeah, I've heard. Sorry.
I was gonna say people are just dumb, gone.
Yeah, no, I've heard like people say that they don't think she's a good actor, and for me, I never. She was on Orange Is the New Black. I never watched that. So I can't really say what she was like in the TV series side of things, but watching John Wick 2 and seeing her on that, I thought she was pretty sick. I thought she was pretty kick-ass on there, you know. Her attitude is, I think, after reading a few of just a few issues, because I don't really know Batwoman that much. Like you all know, I'm more Marvel head than DC head. So, you know, the only experience I have with Batwoman was through the Detective Comics with I forgot his name last week. I forgot it this week. I'm always forgetting names, but she recently killed him, and she seems like a badass, basically. So seeing Ruby Rose portray the character she did on John Wick, it kind of resembles what, for me anyway, what you know, what Kate Kane would do, kind of stuff. So.
Definitely. You know what I mean? And who else? Who you trolls? Who else would you cast?
Yeah.
Who else? Who? Unless you're gonna find it unknown, and even then you're gonna be like, "Well, we don't know who she is." Shut the fuck up. Leave the keyboard alone and do something else. Okay?
Exactly.
Don't come and infringe on our comic book thing, because you, man, back in the day weren't about, oh, you lot need to grow up, and now you're all here like, oh, the people are too gay to play characters. No, shush, piss off. Okay, next.
Exactly. You know, there's always someone complaining about something, so
I know.
Flip off. So keep it with DC news. Doom Patrol casts Jovan Wade.
Yeah.
As Cyborg.
Yeah. I know. I saw this. I was like, ooh.
I was pretty surprised that Cyborg would be in any of these TV series, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know, so one, that's a surprise.
I'm confused. I'm very confused, because I'm like, so he's in Teen Titans, he's in Justice League, he's not in Teen Titans. I'm very confused.
I think because he's been in quite a few things anyway. Yeah, he's been in Teen Titans. He was in Justice League. He was in another series as well. Sorry, another group. But yeah, I don't know whether they start him off in Doom Patrol and then he'll go on to Teen Titans later, or vice versa. I'm not too sure, because I know Beast Boy, the first episode, based on the titles and the information that's been coming out, Beast Boy is in Teen Titans or Titans. But his first appearance is in Doom Patrol. So, you know, I don't know whether they it's definitely going to be interlinked, obviously, which is exciting for me anyway. And yeah, we'll just see where Victor Stone will end up.
Interesting.
So if I didn't know this guy before researching this anyway, but I can't even pronounce his name right. But Jovan Wade, he was in the movie The First Purge, which came out. I don't know if that was the recent one.
Yeah.
The one with...
I don't remember which Purge I've watched. The first one was with the houses and the black. There's always a black guy running. That's why I stopped watching it.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. There's always some white people trying to kill a black person. I was like, I feel
think
like this isn't the Purge. This is just normal day. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
One normal day somewhere in the United States.
But yeah, I think it was the first one with the family, and he came into the house and the little boy was hiding him in the cupboard or something.
Yeah. That's one I remember. The first Purge was the one out this year, and this one I think is full of black people in this one.
Okay.
I think there's quite a big black presence in this one. So.
But are they all getting killed, or are they killing people? That's what I need to...
Well, yeah, I'm not too sure actually.
You know,
I haven't seen it. But
otherwise it's just get out with more violence.
Yeah, it's the first Purge as well, so yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah, he was in that. I think he was in a couple of other things as well. I can't see it on my notes right now. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how he gets on.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to this. They've got they got a description of his character, based on Doom Patrol. So Victor Stone is a charming and sarcastic, half human, half machine superhero known as Cyborg. Vic may be connected to every computer on the world, but he struggles to maintain the connections that make him human. Despite desperate to gain acceptance from the outside world, Vic harnesses the curse of his cybernetic body and uses his powers as the ultimate hero for the digital age. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like because he's charming and sarcastic, it sounds more like the Teen Titans kind of.
Yeah,
I
was gonna say
Cyborg.
Yeah, if I was obviously not a geek coming into it, I'd be like, well, why are there two Cyborg?
Yeah,
it feels like, is he a prequel Cyborg and then Justice League is the?
I think if he wasn't, that's what you think. But I don't know. I think I don't know. I think it's to put the movies to one side and the TV series on another side. I think the more difficult thing will probably be when you have a similar character in the CW world and then having someone in the DC universe's world, because I don't think those ones are these two are connected. No. So that will be that may be a thing a question. Maybe they will eventually connect them. Maybe they connect them in a different universe type of way.
DC aren't selling us any more dreams. It's fine. Yeah, part of the joke. Not me, part of the job. I'm part of, you know what I mean. If you watch last week's episode, you'd know what I mean. So,
selling dreams. Have you seen? Wade's credits include the comedy trio Mandem on the Wall. I didn't watch that or hear that, so no. I think Isha's gone for a little bit. So let's move on from that. In that case, she's gonna want to hear this though. She's gonna want to come back for some Star Trek talk. So Star Trek 4 could lose Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth over budget disputes. So basically, what's been happening, according to the Hollywood Reporter, both Pine and Hemsworth has exited talks to star in Paramount's upcoming Trek sequel. Hey, she back? No. So yeah, over salary disputes. I think maybe the last Star Trek didn't actually make that much money, so they're not willing to pay these guys. Well, we'll see if they can actually make a Star Trek without Kirk, really. I don't know how that's going to work. Can you really make a Star Trek without Captain Kirk? I'm not too sure about that.
Star Trek.
Hey,
I'm sorry. You were like, oh, you should go for a bit. I was like, I'm here. I can hear you. I can see you. Okay, I'm sorry, people. Having a weird Wednesday. Okay.
Yeah, weird Wednesdays. Yeah. That's a new one, actually. We should keep that one.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm not sure how much of it you heard, but basically, Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pine, it's got a dispute over pay for the next Star Trek movie. So they may not be on the project. Chris Hemsworth, he's Kirk's dad, and last time I checked, he died in the first one. Spoilers.
Yeah, he did. But what pay do you want, hun? And you're fucking Thor. What?
Yeah.
What? You know, you're getting money.
Exactly. And I mean, Kirk, yeah. What are you gonna do? You're gonna do Star Trek without Captain Kirk?
Captain Kirk. No, that's just not Star Trek. I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
That's not Them rubbish programs on Sci-Fi Channel, and we like Sci-Fi Channel, by the way, and not listen to Sci-Fi Channel. But yeah, just no. All right. Oh, okay, we need Star Trek because I need Star Trek back.
Yeah. So everyone else has signed a deal.
Okay.
So that's Zoe Saldana, Zachary Quinto, Carl Urban, Simon Pegg, and John Chow. So their deals are done, but I think that basically what the Hollywood Reporter is saying is that talks fell apart over money and salary negotiations between the actors and the two companies behind the upcoming Trek films, Paramount Pictures and Skydance Media. Sources tell... Say that again?
I said that was a lot of people, but yeah.
Sources tell THR that Paramount is holding firm to a budget, insisting that the Trek franchise is not successful on the level of something like Marvel. Meanwhile, the actors are reportedly of the opinion that they're being forced to take a pay cut on existing deals after the last film's subpar performance. So Star Trek Beyond grossed only 343 million worldwide on a budget of 190 million. I mean, if I put my 190 million and got 343 million back, I'll be quite happy myself.
Yeah. But... you know what I mean? It's just like us small folk are like, that sounds okay. Like,
yeah, that's a lot of money actually. I just doubled my money nearly,
you know
pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I mean, and they're also doing loads of different Star Treks. They're doing a new series, a few new series as well. But actually, I think that I can't remember how it actually works now, because I know it was Paramount. Yeah, I think it's Paramount and Pictures and CBS are different. They're holding different parts of Star Trek. So yeah, Paramount Pictures hold the movie side and CBS does the TV series side. So yeah, that's neither here or there.
Yeah, nah. Well, at least we've got Jean-Luc Picard coming back.
Yes.
So
yes.
You lot can have a little squirrel. I don't give a two shits. Jean-Luc is back on my TV screen, and Star Trek Discovery is coming back as well. When you lot are ready to film, let us know. We'll give you some coin.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. For me personally, I've been watching Star Trek since The Next Generation. I wanted to say I know every single thing about Star Trek. I do class myself as a Trekkie, but really and truly, once Picard is back and Discovery is back, I couldn't care less about the movie universe of Star Trek, because to me that's done anyway.
Yeah. They should have done. They should have, in the last film, they should have just filtered it off so that they could go into the TV shows. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because they're gonna be bigger than the films anyway. But oh well.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, these actors won't be. They won't do TV series, I don't think. Which is a pity. But speaking of TV series and Star Trek actors and Chris Hemsworth being James T. Kirk, Zachary Quinto being Spock, the new Star Trek Discovery Season 2 has actually added their own Spock.
Oh!
So...
Okay, wait. Oh.
Yeah.
Because isn't my girl Spock in this more or less?
She's his
sister, innit?
Yeah, she's his half sister that no one's ever heard of before.
Yeah.
Star Trek Discovery. We've got what's his name playing Captain Pike. I forgot his name right now. Yeah. So obviously they're on the Enterprise, and Spock was on the Enterprise at that time as well. So everyone's wondering, so who's Spock? Is Zachary Quinto going to be Spock, or are they just going to take him off, or he's never going to be there? But yeah, Ethan Peck is now the Spock. Basically, they've casted someone new.
So what happened to Hey, look, I ain't got time for them to be getting rid of my girl because she's badass and needs to be in this show.
No, she's still in it. She's still in it.
Okay, good.
Yeah. She's still in it.
Going nowhere. Yeah.
No, she ain't going nowhere. She's the face of Star Trek. Of Discovery at the moment.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ethan Peck he's Spock. He's actually the grandson of actor Gregory Peck, who was a pretty famous actor. I can't remember off the top of my head what it was on, but once you see his face, if you guys Google him and you see his face, he's got one of those old school, I know that guy face, you know.
Yes. I know him. I used to buy bread from him.
I think he looks like he was in Mission Impossible. Every time I see it, there's this one picture of him. He does look like he was in Mission Impossible, but he was actually in To Kill a Mockingbird, The Omen. The Omen. I think he was a priest, wasn't he?
Yeah. To Kill a Mockingbird, really good film.
Yeah.
And The Omen, very frightening.
Yeah. That definitely. Cape Fear, Moby Dick. He's a old school classic actor. So yeah, his grandson is Spock now.
Wow.
Ethan Peck, he's had roles in Passport to Paris, The Sorcerer's Apprentice, 10 Things I Hate About You.
Sorcerer's, I think I've seen.
Yeah, he was actually in that 70s show as well. But he wasn't one of the main characters. He was playing the younger version of Ashton Kutcher's character.
Oh, okay.
So when they do the flashbacks, he was playing the younger version of him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Very. So this is quite interesting as well, what Alex Kurtzman said. Basically, this is his statement. He says, the great Leonard Nimoy, then the brilliant Zachary Quinto, brought incomparable humanity to a character forever torn between logic and emotion. We searched for months for an actor who would, like them, bring his own interpretation to the role. An actor who would, like them, effortlessly embody Spock's greatest qualities. Beyond obvious logic, empathy, intuition, compassion, confusion, and yearning, Ethan Peck walked into the room inhabiting all of these qualities, aware of his daunting responsibility to Leonard and Zach and the fans, and ready to confront the challenge in the service of protecting and expanding on Spock's legacy. In that spirit, we're thrilled to welcome him to the family.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah. And I'm glad they went to that length, because obviously, you know, I mean, Leonard Nimoy is like the archetype of Spock. So you've got to do it 10 million times justice. So
yeah, exactly.
That'll be really good. That'll be really good to see. Yay! Star Trek lives on.
Yeah. And as we now know, season 2 will come back to us in 2019, January 2019. So
yay! Not so far.
Yeah, wow.
When you think of, you're not so far.
Yeah. Well, the rate that this year's going, it's not that far, is it?
Gosh. Need a slow year.
Yeah. Staying on the Star Trek news, actually, this was I only found out about this evening. Apparently on Reddit, it's been said that there's 2 titles that have been registered, which is Star Trek Destiny and Star Trek Reliant. So Destiny is a post after the Next Generation storyline of a trilogy of novels. So that could maybe be what Patrick Stewart is going to be working on. Maybe that could be the title. And I mean that's a decent name as well, Destiny. You know. and the Reliant was the ship which Khan hijacked in Wrath of Khan. So
true Trekkie here, people.
So yeah, I don't know. What do you think about a Khan film? I mean, or a series even.
I mean, I think it's.
You know what? I think that would be pretty sick.
No, it
like,
would be
like a renegade Starfleet ship with a superhuman pirate going through the system. This is basically a pirate story, really.
Really, but then they're still in the mirror universe. So it's this pirate might.
I don't think they weren't in the mirror universe. They weren't in the mirror universe. Khan wasn't in the mirror universe.
No, he's not. But it's just like, what if they do a version in the mirror universe? Is it going to be?
You'll be a good guy then, probably.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I was like, what if he's a good guy? And then when they bounce back, if they bounce back, I don't know when they will. Like, they meet him and then they think, oh yeah, cool. And then
what, Discovery?
Yeah. Oh wait, what are you talking about?
So Discovery's going to have its own series. But then they're doing other Star Trek series as well. So it could be a spin-off. You're right, they could do it, but they're definitely coming back to the normal universe. They ain't gonna stay in the mirror universe.
Yeah.
Okay. They'll definitely come back.
Star Trek for the price of one.
Yeah, and we're gonna get about 5 or 6 more Star Treks.
Oh yeah. I'm excited. Well, then I don't care what they do. If they're gonna do Khan, do Khan. As long as you bring Borg, you didn't Klingon. You just bring me the Borg in it. I just need some Khan, Borg, and then I'm good.
Sweet. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those. I can't wait to see what happens in the next era of Star Trek. Speaking of next era of things,
people. This is true artistry here, guys. Sorry.
These ones are for you.
Okay.
So Disney released a first teaser trailer for Kim Possible, and also the first look of the live action Mulan. So I did actually watch the Kim Possible before you mentioned it to me in the chat, and it looks pretty decent. I mean,
I mean, Kim Possible's like, because it was, it's an animated series and it's lighthearted and it's for younger people. I'm not too fussed. You know what I mean? It's not like it was a hardcore Teen Titans thing.
Yeah.
I never... And then it went down. You know what I mean? It's always kind of lighthearted, cutesy, get stuff done. You know what I mean? It's like a little animated new school version of Buffy. You know what I mean? But you know, you know what I mean? So I'm not too bothered about it. So,
I wasn't really into it that much. I do remember watching a couple of episodes of it. I do remember she was kind of like the Indiana Jones type character in a sense, and there was another kid with her who was kind of scared of things all the time.
Yeah,
and she
gets that little mole ferret thing. I don't know what it was.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. It's always been lighthearted. So I'm like, however they take it now, it's all right. You know what I mean? If you want to make it even cutesier, because again, she was in school, trying to juggle school, and as all superheroes seem to be doing, like, you know what I mean? So it wasn't like she was not dealing with like pressing matters, but like, you know what I mean? She was just trying to juggle being a teenager and going
saving the world.
Yeah. So it wasn't too bad. So I'm like, yeah, go for it. I'm like, okay,
nice.
Not too bad.
So this is actually going to be a movie. So it will be starring Sadie Stanley. She will be playing Kim. It will be on the Disney Channel. So another one of those. It'll definitely be on the Disney their new streaming service.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Her sidekick Ron Stoppable.
Yeah, Ron.
That's pretty.
So coming back to me now.
Yeah, he's actually on for more than 10 years. So yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's had a nice run. I mean, it was, like I said, it was cutesy. It was, you know what I mean? She just did her thing. So I'm not too fussed about it. Yeah. I would like to interject one thing, because I just saw some more news about the Lady and the Tramp. They're doing they're doing a live action of that. So
damn.
Well, yeah, no. But we'll get back to that. What's next?
Mulan. They're doing a live action of Mulan as well. This one actually seems pretty. I'm more interested in this one simply because they're not doing a US type thing where it's a bunch of white actors doing it. I don't really know the main lady who's playing Mulan.
That I'm not mad about, because I'm like, okay, new person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's not bad. You know what I mean? So
she was in Forbidden. I think I do. Yeah. She was in Forbidden Kingdom and Once Upon a Time. If it's the one I think it is. I think she was the younger lady in the Forbidden Kingdom.
Who was she in Once Upon a Time? Because I used to watch that.
It's her name's Lu Yifei.
Okay.
Yifei. I'm not sure who she was, who she played.
Okay.
But yeah, the cast is massive. You've got Donnie Yen. No introductions there. Who Donnie Yen is? Jason Scott Lee from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, and Sword of Destiny. Yosun An, who was in the Meg. I'm not particularly sure who that was. Utkarsh Ambudkar from Pitch Perfect. Ron Young from Marco Polo. Zima from Arrival. Rosalind Chow from Star Trek Deep Space Nine. What? Rosalind Chow? Was that Kira or it was Rosalind Chow?
Help him out, people.
O'Brien's wife. That's it. Yeah, O'Brien's wife. Ching Pai from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Nelson Lee, Chum Ulefola. I can't pronounce that. With Gong Li. We try. And Jet Li. So
Jet Li.
That's.
Oh, I hope Jet Li's playing the Emperor, or just because I want to see Jet Li as the Emperor, or I hope he's playing. What's his name?
I can't remember any of the characters.
You know the Huns. The Hun. Is it the Hun?
Oh, what the arc? Yeah.
With the eagle. Please have the eagle in the film.
Do you think they'll do that? Because you think they'll have the talking animals in there as well, or do you think that they would
they'll be the talking dragon, because that's small. They can do that. And then the cricket didn't say anything but make cricket noises, so I think they can do that. I really hope they have the eagle or the falcon, because again, the falcon didn't make noise. It was just a trained falcon that was kind of mean. So but and then the spirits were spirits, so that's cool. So it's not that much CGI. I'm saying this, and I'm not CGI. You know what I mean? Everything else can be pretty much just proper live action. There's not a great deal of CGI. I'm just
I think it sounds like it's going to be a mad one. There's so many great names in here, you know. So I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to this one. Definitely.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
It should be out in March 27th, 2020. So we still got
they got a while to go.
Okay. Yeah. So going on to Birds of Prey. Apparently, that could feature a biracial black canary.
Okay.
Well, it's not been announced who's playing her. Word on the street is that Warner Brothers might be interested in casting a biracial actress to play the character. This report from Heroic Hollywood claims to have been included by an inside source that the studio is currently looking for an actress to play a world-weary black canary who has the ability to sing. Whether or not this is the character that Lady Gaga was intentionally eyed for remains unclear. So yeah, apparently because she can sing.
You see my face. You see my face. Me and Choco Cat are not impressed. Okay? I feel like you might as well just say we're looking for a black woman because she can sing.
Exactly.
What?
Jeez.
White woman who can sing, like
Lady Gaga.
Birds of Prey. Yeah, you know, I mean, like the Birds of Prey people, they were white women. I'm cool with that. You don't have to interject someone of color just to hit the quota. I'm just like,
yeah, no, that's true. That's true. It's going to be a bit weird having a character named Black Canary being a black woman. You know, it's I don't know, man.
If you were like, okay, we're gonna cast Poison Ivy as a black woman, I'm like, okay, yeah, spice it up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Spice. That's just a little bit seasoned to that character. But even then, I'll be like, you know, she's been white. Like, just add, you know, just have a black character that I don't know talks to them or is their manager or so I don't know.
Yeah. It's a bit on the nose, you know.
Oh God, yeah. I'm just like, anything with the word black in it, they just want to put black people in it. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
Okay, look, people in studios, we as the black community do not want this. It is not what we want.
Just don't change our characters to just make the right characters for the right actors, you know. Or have the right actors for the right characters. You don't have to be around the bush and, you know, do unnecessary stuff. I mean, it's going to be worse if you actually have her as a black woman and she's called Black Canary, to be honest.
Exactly.
In my opinion. So, and just because she can sing.
It's going to be on you, so
no,
don't do that. No. I'm not saying that we don't want roles.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
that are normal and not switched. Okay, sometimes it works.
Yeah.
It worked. Okay.
The lady who plays Dean of Drake in not Gotham, Arrow, she is biracial. So I mean, there is ways of doing it, but I mean, you don't have to have her just because they need someone to sing. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's a bit weird. Yeah. We need someone who can sing. It has to be a black woman then.
Yeah, no.
Let's do that. Yeah. Anyway.
Go ahead.
Venom apparently is likely going to get a PG-13 rating.
I'm over it.
Yeah.
If you're putting a PG-13 on Venom, I'm
still
gonna see it.
Yeah. I mean, so apparently the word is on the streets that they're doing it so that Spider-Man can cross over later on in the franchise. I mean, why can't you just leave it as a R-rated film, and then when he does cross over, you can probably make it a PG-13 later on? I feel like
Spider-Man got fucked up in Infinity War and then died. You know what I mean? I'm just like, what the fuck do you need PG-13 for? Man got dash into space. Yeah. He got mash up. Yeah. And then he was like, I don't feel so good.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
Yeah.
Uh,
What do you need? What?
I think they just.
These people.
I think they
Really
just
don't.
want to maximize their profits on this. I think it's all a.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all a load of BS.
Yeah.
So apparently, I could be wrong. I'm just trying to remember what I heard this week, but apparently, so the deal with Spider-Man is that they have the two films through Sony, and the two or the three films through Marvel or Disney Marvel. So you had Civil War, Avengers 3 and Avengers 4. So that's the three movies. And then obviously Homecoming and then Far From Home. And then after that is there's another, that's when the deal breaks or deal ends. Obviously with the Far From Home and Homecoming, the deal, part of the deal was to have MCU characters in those films as well. So yeah, like I said, it's something that I heard. Obviously, I don't know anyone in that part of the industry who could tell me for sure what's happening, but apparently that's what's happening. Obviously, after Far From Home, they're gonna have Spider-Man back in their own universe while they're doing all these other character-driven films, which we'll go on to in a second. Actually, we might as well go on to it now because it's still in the same vein. So, along with Venom most likely getting a PG-13 crappy rating, Black Cat and Silver Sable, that team up film will now apparently be solo films. So again, it sounds like they want to try and maximize their profits, and I don't know, doing a standalone Black Cat film without Spider-Man, and then doing a standalone Silver Sable film. I don't know what they're going to want to do with this. Obviously, and it's also been reported they're developing. We spoke about this earlier another time. Morbius, Craven the Hunter, Silk, and Night Watch, and also they're doing a Jackpot film as well. I mean,
you got all this money to be doing all these films, and okay, I need people to come. It's almost like the fucking Marvel and DC are just fighting for streaming services. I'm just like,
yeah,
this film are gonna go straight to DVD and then straight on the streaming service.
It sounds like it. It really does sound like these films should have been like, if this was 80s, 90s, these films would be going straight to DVD. It's just ridiculous. I mean,
it's too much. It's too much. I need all this money to just go to Avengers 4 and the hunt for Thanos. Told you. This is what I need. I don't need Black Cat, Sable, Kit Kat, and I don't need all of that. Okay, I ain't got enough. Just leave.
Yeah, it's too much things. So that's what Night Watch, Jackpot, Silk, Black Cat, Silver Sable, Craven the Hunter, and Morbius. That's 7 different films that they're looking to do.
Gambit flying in at any moment. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean Gambit's from Fox, so I don't think that's gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. But yeah, I don't know what Sony's doing. I don't even think Sony knows what they're doing. But
no, they don't. They really don't. Sony, just calm down. Calm the fuck down. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. So out of all of these, though, what one would you really like to see? Obviously, they're already doing Venom, but out of all of these, what would be the 2 that you would take from these?
I mean, if Spider-Man was with Black Cat,
yeah,
I would take that. because I think that dynamic is really. I always like that dynamic between them two.
Yeah.
Really good. I mean, Morbius.
I think they could. I think they can do a decent more. I think a Morbius film can be done. Whether Sony can do it or not, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But a Morbius film, like a kind of horror, a dark horror film, I think that could work. Not necessarily a vampire film, but on a something a bit more kind of like I can't think of something right now, but not like a vampire, but something a bit more, something along the lines of like Tales from the Crypt type of.
Yeah, I know what you mean. What you mean. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind them doing that. Kraven the Hunter has to be a Spider-Man. It has to be.
Yeah. It doesn't work otherwise.
Nah,
that really doesn't work.
That has to be a proper like and he f's up Spider-Man in this film as well. Like it starts off with him effing up Spider-Man. Like that kind of film I'd want to watch. Kraven the Hunter in. I wouldn't want to see it just like a standalone one.
No.
Standalone Kraven.
No.
Night Watch apparently is being done by Spike Lee, actually.
Okay.
But Night Watch is basically Todd Marvel's version of Spawn. Pretty much. He looks exactly the same as Spawn. His characteristics.
And we're already getting Spawn with Jamie Foxx, so maybe just sit him down. Just sit down and Spike, Mr. Lee. I appreciate you and love your films. Can't wait to see the Klansman and you know what I mean. But you can't. No, I haven't seen you do a great comic book something. Yeah, I haven't seen it. You tried Old Boy, it didn't work.
Oh gosh.
I know.
That was torture, literally. Yeah.
We're gonna forget that. Swipes left.
Yeah, swipe left. Laters. Silk. I wouldn't mind a Silk, but again, Silk. It comes 1-in-1 with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think maybe I would probably do like I'll probably actually put Silk and Kraven the Hunter in the same film.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like he's sensing that spider radiation type thing, because Silk's got bitten by the same spider as Peter Parker. So I'll kind of introduce that and maybe have him hunt her down first.
Yeah.
But then he picks up the scent, and he picks up the same scent, and he gets it confused with Spider-Man, and then that kind of makes Spider-Man realize that they're together, maybe something along those lines. But those two together in a sense where they have to fight some Kraven together.
Yeah. Or like just bun everybody and like Spider-Man just fight
and just give it
Morales.
back.
Yeah, just fight Morales. Yeah, and then he just starts to world hop. You know what I mean? Like just go from there.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be greater, but we can only dream here in the comic book geek world.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
All right, so that's it for today's episode.
Yeah, thank you for joining us. Sorry about our little weird Wednesday hiccups, but we're still here, professional, coming to you every Wednesday, 7:30ish, little later-ish. Look, with all the sauce from me and Rich and me. And I.
Yeah.
I can hear Kieran right now. He's like, Rich and I. But yes.
Yeah. So check out Kieran's video, the Red Hood and the Outlaws issue 25 review. It was a bloody good comic, and check that out as well.
On all of our socials. So yes.
Yeah.
Keep in mind. And so, hopefully we'll be back with some more reviews on and the Wasp. We need to go see that.
Oh yes. I did actually watch that the other day.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. It was good. It was good. Yeah.
Okay. All
good.
right. I'm gonna try and watch it this week and we'll review it.
Yeah, definitely.
Woohoo!
Sweet.
Okay.
All right.
So you know what to do: like, share, subscribe, comment, all of that stuff. Thank you. We'll see you next week, Wednesday, 7:30ish here on the Source Wall.
Peace.
Peace.